Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I was going to do will be doing a show how I did a spiral necklace. If you can see little pieces sitting there. But first off, I wanted to share bits and pieces. I've been going through a lot of stuff that has been packed up for years, and I could never find bits and pieces of my jewelry, so slowly I'm finding bits and pieces as well as my mum's things. So I just wanted to share them with you. This necklace here I did for my mum, gosh, going back I don't know how many years ago. I was only very young when I did this, and it's done with acrylic beads, which I don't like now unless I melt them down to make sun catchers. But I thought, wow, I'm going to redo that, and which this one here was one as a I'm redoing. And I did a bracelet and earrings to go with this one. But yeah, I don't know whether you can see it. Well, I can get it to focus properly. It's just with wire all twisted with amongst the beads. And I thought, wow, I'm going to redo that one. And these are some of the earrings I came across that were mum's. My gosh, I did these ever and a day. There's that one. There's another one here somewhere to go with that. Yeah, there we go. And so these are the earrings that I had made going back. I've got no idea. I know I was young when I did them. There's another one. Where did I put it? I did have it. Here it is. There we go, there. Bit shameful for what I do now, but still I thought they were quite cute. So I did those. I'll just show you my block that I used for doing the spirals. So here's my block. My dad made this when I was only a young girl. He gave me the job of marking it out in little squares, and he drilled holes in them. Some of you can see they really did it out there, broken away, because I used to use mum's knitting needles, old bone knitting needles back in that day, and I used to put them in there and then twist my wire around. But now they make them, and they're in either plastic or metal. So this is made from a 4x2 block of wood. You can see I had some diagrams there that I obviously used in my time for something. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but obviously it's represented something. But anyway, so that was my first thing of doing wire wraps. So I had to share that with you. I'd never get rid of it. I'd keep it because it was something my dad made going back way back in the time when I was only very young. So here, this is another one I made. I did this a long time ago, many years ago, and I used copper tubing, little square 3mm copper. I don't know how I can. It's not going to focus very well, is it? But anyway, they're little tiny 3mm tubing I made, and I did go looking for some to see if I can get some more, and I got some on internet. I'm not sure what they like, but they weren't square, they were round. So I'm going to have a go at using that. I don't know where I can get the little tiny squares tubing from now. But anyway, that's another piece that I made. Long time before I ever knew of YouTube, and that I didn't know anything about YouTube until recently, a few years ago. My daughter introduced me to it, and I think it would have been about 2016, maybe 2017, I think it was, that she introduced me to YouTube. These now, there's some silversmithing, as I did a course to become a silversmither, because I always loved wire. I have got a bracelet I did with copper chain, and I couldn't get copper soldering back then, but I did solder it with silver, and it looks pretty cool actually. So it's somewhere hiding too that I need to find. That one's enameling. I wasn't ever fussed on the enameling pieces, and that was a bezel I made with a gemstone. These are earrings that I had done. They definitely need a clean. They're gone all discoloured. They were supposed to represent branches. We had to do something with nature, so mine was branches. So, and because I love trees, so I did that. And then we had to do something cultural. So I did, what did I do? I did a necklace in the Aboriginal flag. I'm not sure where that is. I've yet to find it. And this is Dreaming. And that's done on titanium with copper and then the silver. And these little balls are rivets that I had made and put into it. So that was Dreaming. And I was so taken back. I remember when I did it, I was taken back with the titanium. It has all different colours. It goes different colours. But when it turned to this bluey, coppery, sort of shimmery look, I left it because I loved that colour. I thought that was really nice. And these, another pair of earrings. Oh, did have two, but now I've only got one there. And my leaf, that was to sort of to go with that, the branches and the leaf. And then I did that design with copper and silver. We had to come up with something to do with copper and silver, so I had come up with that one with copper and silver. It's just a little brooch that I made. The pin, everything was I made. So I just wanted to share those pieces with you. I'll take them out of the row now. Get those out of the row. And then I'll start on my other little piece. I'll put them in there. So this is what we're going to do today. There's a couple of different types of getting it to turn around again now. There we go. Need to swing it around. So there's the necklace. And I did this in a set of 4. I remember doing a set of 4. I did the necklace, the earrings, the bracelet, and I did one with the ring. But I've only did the necklace and the earrings. And there is another one that I did with the spiral. And I'll show you that one. I'll just pick it up off the table. Here we go. And I did this one a few weeks ago. And I did a necklace in this pattern, as well as a bracelet. I don't know where that is. I haven't come across it yet. But on the bracelet I had mookaite beads dangling down here, and then I had a mookaite wire wrap stone hanging off the necklace. But when I find them, I will share them with you. And I made them years and years ago, a long time ago. So I'm going to show you how I did that one there today. I get a lot of my copper wire. I was buying it, but years ago I got my copper wire, and they were just recycling copper wire. Like you'd get electrical wire and you strip it down and clean them up, and yeah, they were really nice and shiny back then. But I had a few pieces I've come across that were left, so that's a bit grotty. And then that was the same, and I just got my pliers, these pliers, and then straightened it out as much as I could and roll it up. So I have found a place where I can go and buy some more wire, so that was really good. It'll save me buying the wire. So with this one, because I'm running short on wire, I used 16 gauge wire. All these are done with 16 gauge. The earrings are done with 20 gauge wire, and that's off this one here. I used that one there. And that's my 16, and because I didn't have a 14 gauge, I then went to the a bigger, I think this one's about a 12 gauge, I think, wire for the ring and the closure. So I'll move those out of the way. I have pre-cut and done quite a few. As you can see there, I did quite a few. So first off, I measured out 8 inches. Knife one. Straighten out my wire as much as I can. So I measured out 8 inches. So I should be doing it in centimetres, but I'm inch girl. I don't know. For years I've always used inches. I've never used the centimetre thing. So I'll cut that off and get rid of that one. And I did 23 for the necklace, well 24, but I did one, I measured out to 18.5 inches long, and I'll put all that in the description below. And that was for the closure piece, which is where are the end piece here. I need to have it a little bit more, you can see, it's not going to focus, but anyway, I'll show you as I go along. My camera's not real good, it's playing up the big time. I can't afford to buy a new one. This one's almost just a fraction off 21 centimetres, so you could make it 21 centimetres. So I'll get rid of that. On the 8.5, bring it to 21.5 by, where'd I put my bead? I haven't done a video for a while, so I'm a bit out of tune, so bear with me. And I know I take a long time. Yeah, it's just 1 millimetre over 21.5 plus a millimetre. But I can't, I sort of just can't get myself down to to making them quick and short. So when I've done that, I then measured out an inch for the end, and I marked it. I got that one marked. Which one did I just do? This one. So I need a felt pen. And I'll mark it an inch. I'll roll it up to the inch lining. So the tools I used to do this was these with the, I don't know what you call them, these tools, and then my flush cutters. I also used my 6-bar. If you haven't got a 6-bar, you can use a pen pencil to whatever the rings on the end that you want your rings done, but I use my bail there. And what else do I use? Oh, and my flat nose pliers. So and with these one here, I used the large one, and no, sorry, that's at the what's the name? Forget that. What that? I used the small, the first bail to start myself off. So I started off where you can't feel, and usually I place it halfway where I just hit the end of my pliers. Flip it over. And I'll do that to all of them. I do it in a sort of assembly line. But this one I found it was a lot easier. Close up. Another one. I thought I marked this one, but I didn't mark it very well, so I'll have to mark it again, because I cannot see where my mark line is. I didn't mark it all good, that one. So I'll just mark it off with this one here. So I've got those there done. Then I'll grab my special blue pliers, and I'll just roll it this way. It doesn't mark the wire. I'll just roll it up into a coil. Oops. And I'll bring it around to where that mark is. You can see there. If I can focus this a little bit better. That make it clearer. I will get a camera next year. So this one's a little bit annoying, quite old, so, but it does its job. keep rolling until I get to my line like that, and I'll just put them down facing how I've got to start shaping, because when I did that other one I didn't do that, and oh my gosh, I had some back to front and it's like, oh man, so I had to go back and redo it. So then I thought, well, I'll just roll them and sit them down in a row the way I want them to face. I hope you guys are doing well. I haven't been on social media because I've been unwell, because I had a bad fall in March and damaged my knee, and when I fell straight down on my stoma and I tore all my back wall of my stomach, which then the fats and everything from my back is sort of coming in through the split. It's pretty big. The tear itself is 7.8 centimeters. And the top part, or whatever they call it, of the length of the hernia is 6.8, so it's quite big. They won't fix it yet because they seem to think that the knee's more urgent for surgery than what the hernia is. So I don't go for surgery for about 90 days. I'm on the countdown, so yeah. I think I worked about end of November, I think it was, the time will be up, but we'll see how it goes then. I can't see it being done before Christmas. With my leg hanging down all the time, it really tells the tale. So okay, I've got all those marked now. So then I'll get my flat nose and I'll go all over these, just to, I could hammer on, but I'm sort of trying to repeat the one I did in early years. So I'm just trying to harden it a little bit. So that's that one. And I'll repeat that with all these. I hope everybody in Florida is keeping safe. I've heard on the news how bad it is over there. My heart goes out to all you guys, and I've got you in my prayers. I hope you guys are staying safe. It's such a sad thing. But Mother Nature has its way. There's not much that we can do about it. Because we're supposed to be in for really bad weather, so they say, this year. But we'll see. Here in Australia, they're telling us to beware of bushfires and floods and severe storms. And we had one the other night. It wasn't so bad here, but some parts where the storm hit, they had up to 10 centimetre hail, and other parts had 5 centimetres hail. And a couple of years ago we had a really severe hailstorm here, and they were tennis ball size. They were massive, destroyed my shed and yeah, my carport. It wasn't real fun and games. The roof had to be replaced and back then. So I'm just squeezing my pliers down, not real hard to mark my wire, but to toughen it up a little bit, strengthen it a bit. Okay, we've done that. So then I take up my pliers again here, my bail, and on the smallest one, oh no, sorry, I missed that one, scratch that, I need the flat nose. So with my flat nose, I bring it in to where my pencil line is, and then I bring it up where it's like that. Okay, so I repeat all that. Whoops. Find my marker. Getting all fingers there. I'll just bring it up. Okay, I've got them all done. Now I'll come back in with my 6-step bar pliers, and on the first one again, I nestle it the way I want it to shape, but I put it right on the tip there, like that. And then with my finger, thumb on my wire and my finger there, I just bring it around and press it down like that. It's not a very good, I use this tray from my granddaughter from a high chair because it stops all my stuff flying everywhere. And then I'll sport it again, bring it around. Now this is going to be longer, but that's okay because we've got to make another one of these little bails at the back to something popped up on my computer. I need to get rid of it. Oh my gosh, there we go. Then I'll repeat this to all. Oops, turn my pliers back around, supporting my spiral. Make sure I'm going in the right direction. Bring it around. Support it, bring it down. Okay, I've got all those done. So now what we're going to do is to join them up. First of all, I need to straighten them to make sure that they're all straight. I'll just play around to get them to where I want them to sit. Otherwise they won't sit properly on. Okay, I've got all that. Then I take the tip of this and I'm just slightly going to move it just a little bit down, just a tiny fraction where it will push into a groove of the wire, like so, but not to go through, but it'll sit firm. See, and I can't get that paper to go underneath, so it needs to sit firm. Can't get it to focus right. So then we've got one thing made. So then we're going to go on to the second one, but I'm not going to bend it at the moment. I'm going to feed it through the center of this one and bring it through like that. But make sure when you start off bringing a wire in the back that you're going to keep this one pattern. So when I lay it, the top piece back facing me, and this is facing out, the legs facing out, it's always going to be on my right hand side. You may put it on your left, but whatever side you started off with, you make sure you follow that pattern. So now I'm just going to bend it a tiny little bit again, bring it down, work like so. Okay, then I'll pick up another one, then I'll go through again through the center, making sure, now see I'm on the left hand side but I want it on the right. Bring it back around because that's the way I've been placing it, all on the right. I'll just bring it down. I'll do another one. Oops, back on the left. Bring it back on my right. Like so. Then I'll do the same with that one. Okay, I'll pause it now and then I'll join up all these other little pieces. But so it was 24 of these all the way around, counting that one there. 23 of the same, but the 24th one's got to be half an inch longer. And then I did the 2 for my earrings, and they're the same as the necklaces. It's a 23, so I'll put those aside for my earrings. So I'll pause this now and I'll go back and then join all these in, and then I'll come back and show you how I connected the last one. Okay, catch you guys very shortly. Okay guys, I've just gone and put all those on and tighten them down at the back, all facing one way, I think. Yep. So what we're going to do now, I also did the earrings, so they're already done. So now we're going to add our second last one on. The pen mark, you can wipe that off after with a bit of alcohol. So I'm just going to fold that point down just a little bit, push it in like so. Like that. And I'll add our last one in. And I did that wrong. How good was that? Okay. I went in on the wrong side. Mistakes do happen. But thankfully I noticed before I finished it. Push that in. Okay, now I'm going to add the last one in. Same way. And then what I'm going to do is to grab my baling pliers. I'll just put my little tiny thing on, goes under, so I'll have to come up, I think. Yes, I'll just bring that up, tiny little loop up. Focus, focus. Put a bit of white paper behind it, you might see it. And I just put that tiny little bit of loop. So what I'm going to do then is fold this under. So I want it to come out about that far. So I'm going to, because we need a little bit over the top, like this. So I'm going to fold it under, and hopefully I've got, I need to bring it back a little bit further, reposition it, go under, keep going under. And I haven't got enough out underneath. Okay. Easy fixed. Bring that up a little bit. You just got to play it around to get it where you want it to go. But you have enough to sit out. Still not enough. Man, I should have put a mark on there. Put an eyeballing it, or eyeballing it all the time. Now, there we go. Need to, it's not right enough right out, but anyway, it'll do. I need to flatten that down a bit. Come on, Charlie, you gotta work with me. Straighten it up. Straighten it up where it's centered. Still not quite centered. Now it's centered. So that's how we put the end one on, where it looks like that. I really apologise for this blurriness of my camera. Okay, we got all that done. Our earrings are done. So what we're going to do then is do our rings. I have got rings made from the last time, but once again, make them to your size, whatever size you want. On mine, I used the last step and the 4th step on my 6-step pliers. So all I did, I'll get some wire, I'll make my coil. I just love these. They're not real dear to buy, but I'll tell you what, they are excellent. So, oops, measuring it out here, measuring it, straightening out my wire to make my coil. So once again, I'll start off with my coil just halfway in my pliers, and then I'll roll it around like so, but if you keep to this side, close to where the end of the bail is, like the wall, it will spread out and you will get quite a few bales on here. So I'll just keep rolling it. And I'll stop there, so I don't need that many, don't think, and then I'll cut it off. And what I haven't got here is a credit card. I may have to pause this to go and get one, and I'll show you what I do with the credit card. I'll just fix this up a bit here. Okay, I'm just going to pause this a bit and go and get a card, and I'll show a plastic card, and I'll show you what I'm going to. Okay, back again. I keep all my old credit cards, or but I do scratch out pieces that need to be taken out. My old license cards. The simple reason is I use them in with either spreading paint or whatever. This is an old prepaid Telstra card that still does the same thing. So what I do is just push it in the center like that, and then I just start rolling. Oops. And I'll just start rolling it. And what it does is give you a spread where you can then cut your wire without cutting the other. So then you end up with a little tiny spring, like so, where there's a gap. See, there's a gap. So then all you do is just cut it when you've got flush on each side. Where it's unflushed, I just chip it a little piece off there, turn my plier around, and then cut it there. And repeat the process all the way around. Like so. Turn it again. Like my last ring. And then I'll keep all the little bits and pieces that I've got leftovers, all the little Sharpie bits that you take off at the tips, because I then will melt them down and make a flat sheet of copper. So okay, I've got those done. Now I'll do the small ones. I have the small ones there. My wire. What to do with my wire? Oh, here it is. And I'll do the same thing, but this one here, I need to cut that off. This one I will then use the fourth step. And I'll repeat the process. Turn it around. It doesn't matter if I've got a few rings made up, because I'm trying to get some jewellery made so I can do the markets next year. Hopefully my knee will be done, and then I can drive my car. I haven't driven my car for months. Because it's my right knee that I damaged. I'll just snip it off I'll roll this up now. I don't need this anymore. And once again, in our lunch bags, plastic lunch bags, we get wire twists. So I keep all these, I don't throw them out, and I'll just wrap them around to keep my wires in place. I'll put 2 on that. Where the ends are, there's the other end, around here. And it just holds them in place like that. Okay, once again we'll repeat the process of putting it in my card. And I use my nail to open it up a bit. Then I'll just roll it around. It's an easier way than sitting there sort of trying to spread your wires out. And you're not going too fine, you just get a really nice even coil. So once again I will reverse my pliers, clip it, reverse my pliers, reverse them. You just get that really nice even cut. I do have a saw, a hand saw, jewelry saw, that I put them in a vise and cut them, but when I'm doing a great big heap I will use my jewelry saw and cut. I wrap them in packing tape, and then I saw them through, and then that holds them all in one place and they're not flopping everywhere, and they turn out pretty neat. That'll be another step I'll show you guys what I do. I've just got to set it up somehow on my desk or remove my camera onto something else so that I can do that. Okay, I've got all that done, and my earring hooks. So I need 2 to go in. How many do I use? You don't need to put 2 in, you can just put 1 in. I've got 2, 4, 6, 6. 2, 4, 6. Okay, 2, 4. I think they're different sizes again, so I'll cut 2 more off here. I need 2 more. One. Two. Okay. Then I'll need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 2, 4. I'll just pause this while I cut these other small ones, so I'm not taking too long. Okay, back again. I've got all my rings cut. So now I will add my rings. I've got the big ones and the small ones, so I'll start off with 2 small ones. Open them up and just feed them through the thing. Now this is the end where my clasp will go, so I'm just going to, that's not the right pliers. Where are they? There we go. Not my flat nose ones either. Have a look pair of, there we go. Put 2 of these in. You don't have to add the 2, you can just do the 1, but I sort of felt it looked better with, I think the first one I did years ago I had only 1 in, I'm not sure, but anyway I put the 2 in. So now I'm doing 2 big ones to go through my 2 smaller ones. Sorry, my bracelet keeps making the noise. As you can see, I love copper. And I don't treat my copper, I just make them and let nature take its course. Because they do sort of come up like, what do you call it, batoon, whatever you call it, as if you dip them and polish them. They come up the same thing by just, yeah, letting them go naturally. So 2 more small ones. It's sort of not meeting right. It's got it. I'll just keep doing this till I got 4 big ones on this side. But I'll end with 2 small ones. Then I will pause it and I'll go and do the other side. Many years ago, a friend of mine, my friend Heidi, we used to have party plan. Her and I used to make our own jewellery and do a party plan, and that was pretty cool. I'd love to do that again, but I think I'm a little bit old now to be doing the party plan thing now. So I'm just doing 2 small, then I'll do the 2 big together, and then 2 small together, and then 2 big together. 1, 2, 3, and another 2 big ones. Two, 4, 6. I might have to go take that one off because I haven't got enough big rings made, but that's okay. Okay, put those aside. 2, 4, 6. Okay, so there we got those ones there joined. So I'll pause it now and I'll go and do the other side, then we'll come back and do the final clasp and finish it off. Okay, back again. So we've got all this done, all our pieces on there. Hang on, 1, 2. Okay, I've got to add a couple more to that. I'm jumping the gun a bit. It's me panicking about going too long with my video, and I'm definitely over an hour, or pretty close to an hour, I should say, of doing this. But I'm sorry, I can't help it. But fast forward if you got bored with it or whatever, but I do apologise. I enjoy doing my videos, and when people sort of start saying that I take too long and that sort of stuff, it sort of throws me a bit. But I try to keep things down to a minimum time, but I just don't seem to be able to master it. Let me know how you guys do it. Okay, right, I got that done. So now we're going to go to the thick one. It should have been a 14, but anyway, I don't have 14 gauge, so I'm using the next one, which is a 12. So I'm going to use, I think it was the big one I used. I have got one I've got cut here. Maybe I can use it without making another one. No, I used it on the 5th step, but I'll write all that down in the description. So I've got one made there, so I won't have to worry about making another one, because I did 2, wrapped it twice. I need to bring it into meat. I don't want it scratchy, and then I'll put through. And then I shall do a little bit scratchy there. Now I had a file. I like to use an emery board, but I've got to go and buy some. But I'll just use a fine file to take that nip off. So I do not want it to be scratching anyone. Okay, so now we'll do the clasp. I'm not sure the length or anything like that, so I just did it off the spool. I don't want that one. I need my round nose, these little round nose thingy bobs. I do not want, it's been flush cut, yes, so I'm just going to, smallest part, and this being pretty thick, it's a little bit hard to turn it, and I need to flush cut that one. That's better. I'll just bring it in. So I've made my little thingy bob. Straighten my wires a bit. Now I want to turn that to like a nest bend type of thing, like that. So this one I'm going to go in there, bring it back around, and I'll meet up like that, and then I'm going to bend it back around in the opposite direction, like so. Then I'm going to make a little tiny, oh, pretty hard this wire, I'll tell you, little tiny, very hard on the hands, so I don't really like using this 12 gauge because I'll have really bad hands time I'm finished using it. So I'm going to cut that off. Like so. Ooh, pretty hard, but we're there. Now I'll fix that up. Bring it into shape, like so. I'll just make sure it's all flat. Everything's in its shape. And like that. So then I'll hook my end, my two bales. My two rings, I should say. So here to one end. And I'll get my other ring. I shall open it up. And what I'll do with this then, when it's all finished, I'll put it in my tumbler, and then I'll tumble it for about an hour, and that'll take out all the scratches and all that sort of thing out of it. Okay, so I've got that one done, and then that one's all joined on. Need to open that up a little bit. Stronger. Need to open up a little bit more. Okay, so there's our necklace finished. So there we go. So quickly do the earrings. I'll do two together. I've got the 20 gauge wire and they're 2 inches long. I most really won't need that, but I'm going to use this, I think, my smallest bail, my first step, and I'm going to twist them around together to have my little ring. Then I might go facing the one way, and then I'm going to wrap them around on my third step. One's a little bit longer than the other, so I will cut it off to be level. One's a bit longer than the other. And then I'll just put a little tiny kick on the bottom of it. Together. Just a little tiny little smidgy kick. And then I'll just file them so they're not sharp. We've got no sharp pieces on them. My poor files are so old, they're rusty. Look, I should buy another lot. But they still do their job. They're just not very nice when you bring them on to do a video. As long as it's not bothering you guys, that's good. Okay, so there's our little hooks made. So I'll add them to my earrings. I hope they're going to, and they're opposite, so I forgot to, when you do your earrings, make sure you do it opposite. I didn't, so I'm going to have to bring it up and then turn it in the other direction. Don't know why I didn't think of that, but anyway, I didn't. So I'll turn it around and make sure I'm going to have the opposite like that. There, before I had it like that. So I need to front that way. So just keep that in mind. My guys. So once again, do the same thing as when I did them before. Bring my wire, support my spiral and bring the other one down, and then I'll put my little tip on the bottom, straighten it up first, it's not level. you. And there we go. Now I'll put my other hook on. I just need to twist my rings in the opposite direction. So they will sit right. Make sure I do the other one the same direction. Twist it. Make sure they look the same. Yep. So there's our earring hooks done. Yeah, little earrings. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm sorry if it took too long for you guys. And once again, I'll apologise for that. But if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Muchly appreciated. Press that like button because that way it does a reading. So I was told that you've subscribed. And leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you guys what you think. So God bless. Please stay safe. And my heart goes out to everybody over in Florida who's having it tough at the moment. And I'll catch you again next time. Bye.